Veteraan vandaag.
I want to see this grow.
Hij wil het zien groeien. Het gaat over Zionisten in de Amerikaanse Senaat.
Our country is being taken over by.
We zijn overgenomen. En ja, niemand heeft dat in de gaten. Gekaapt.
Small minority of people who rigged the system.
Ze hebben het systeem genept, opgelicht, gevlaaflipt.
All in their favor, and it's got to stop.
Is niet eerlijk.
Even here at Press TV, when we wanted to get some of the updated versions of what's going on, for example,
Press
in New York
TV,
or in Washington,
Iran.
that footage wasn't really
Iran's
available.
persbureau.
Now, what does that show in terms of how the media is handling, if you can?
Well, I think it's abundantly clear that the news media in this country, the corporate news media, reflects corporate interests. It's that simple.
Zijn bedrijven, grote
All you have to
bedrijven.
look at is the fact that ranging from Fox to CNN, these protests are largely being spun the same way. And it seems to me that when you look at how the media aided and abetted some of the false stories that were circulated about 9/11 and some of the false pretexts that were offered by the Bush administration for why we invaded
Bushes,
Iraq
hè?
and Afghanistan,
Bush.
it's very clear that the news media is quite complicit in this whole situation that is going on with international
allemaal medeplichtig.
bankers and with the Zionist lobby, the very people who control American domestic and foreign policy. It all goes back, I think, to something that happened in 1956 when the late Ambassador Joseph P. Kennedy, the father of the 35th President of the United States, was trying to get his son Jack elected eventually to the American presidency. And in a meeting in Palm Beach, Florida, with a New York industrial executive by the name of DeWest Hooker, they discussed what would have to be done to get Jack Kennedy elected. And DeWest Hooker told my colleague Michael Collins Piper before Hooker's death that in fact Joseph P. Kennedy said that if Jack Kennedy was elected, he would eventually use his burgeoning political power to end the Rothschild-dominated Federal Reserve Board. I think that had a lot to do with what happened on November the 22nd, 1963. It explains what continues to happen in the American political process.
Okay, let me talk about the U.S. political system. What do you think about that?
Well, I feel, it's been quite interesting being on Wall Street for several weeks. Most of the young people there feel the U.S. political system has absolutely nothing to do with them, with their lives. They couldn't be less interested. They don't trust anyone. They don't believe them. I absolutely agree with that. People who are representing in this political system are representing capital largely. And I do want to distance myself from Mark Dankoff. I don't think the problem is international bankers, which is just a code word for being anti-Semitic, or Zionist lobby. Certainly the U.S. supports Israel, but Mark and I are not in the same movement here. I just want to be very clear about that. There is a populist movement in this country, perhaps, for sure. We'll see where it falls out as far as left and right. But clearly the people protesting in Wall Street at this point have not figured out where they stand. They come not necessarily from the left or the right, but they are righteously angry about the level of greed and corruption that they see, and the fact that, as they put it, 1% of the population is making all the decisions and making all the profit off of the rest of the 99%. And they certainly seized on something very real here, not just in the United States, but the globe over.
So, but tell us why it is that people have lost faith in both political parties. And I know that you have some views about the upcoming presidential election.
Je kunt links stemmen of je kunt rechts stemmen.
Well, I think the interesting thing is that a really solid third political party in this country has never gotten off the ground. Ballot access laws are a part of that.
Ballot access laws.
The Republican and Democratic parties and the secretaries of state that they control in the individual states. You also have a situation where third-party candidates are not given an opportunity to have their views known within corporate news media to wide percentages of the American public. Corporate money is also denied to these third-party candidates that have any degree of independence from what's been going on. That's a good percentage of the problem here. I'd also like to respond to something that Sarah had to say. It seems to me that when we look at the difficulties that have happened in the United States in the last 10 years, I'm reminded of something that happened when my brother and I were talking about the election results of 2008. My brother is a common pleas court judge in the state of Ohio. He's a liberal Democrat. He was solidly behind Barack Obama. Steve is someone who has a lot of the same concerns that our other guests have for what's happening with our economy. I said to my brother privately when he was extolling the virtues of Barack Obama as a wonderful alternative to people like John McCain and George W. Bush, whom I also have no use for, by the way, I pointed out to him the fact that Rahm Israel Emanuel, then Mr. Obama's incoming chief of staff and a former member of the Israeli Defense Forces, had received more political action committee money when he was in the United States Congress than literally anyone else in the House of Representatives,
Political
taking money
Action Committee
in mass
money.
numbers from the very banks and brokerage firms who were the direct recipients of this bailout money. I'm going to suggest that there is an issue here that involves Jewish control of the news media, Jewish control of the American political process, Jewish control, disproportionate Jewish control of the international banking system through the Federal Reserve Board, and an Israeli-driven American foreign policy. That is the key to what's going on here and what has been going on in the United States for a little less than 100 years at least. And I am not an anti-Semite or a racist, but I insist that this is the core of the problem. And until we acknowledge that this is the core of the problem, we're simply, those of us on both left and right, are going to be tap dancing around this whole situation.